Got some roots on that one. I trimmed my Sango kaku Japanese maple tree today, and instead of just throwing away all these cuttings, I took one of them and grafted that onto some seed-grown rootstock, and then the rest of these I'm going to trim down and attempt to root them. I haven't tried this exact variety yet, but I have had some success with other varieties, and since I have these cuttings anyway, we'll go ahead and process these, and I'll show you that process and show you how I do that and what I use. So first of all, as we start with these cuttings, we need to trim them down. Obviously we need small little cuttings, not these big large ones. And I have some pretty substantial cuts here that would make great scions if I had some rootstock to graft those on, but I don't have a lot right now. I'm trying to get more. But normally you would want to take some of the newer growth here, but since I have this is a little bit older, I'm gonna not waste it. So I'm gonna try to root some of these older ones here. And I'm just gonna prune off all this little small branches here at the bottom. And I'm gonna go a little bit up, and let's start by cutting roughly a 45-degree angle right there. And then we wanna have 2 nodes under the soil, and I'm gonna leave 2 nodes above since I have plenty of stock here. And then we'll cut right there, take off these lower leaves, prune that down, and leave it to 2 to 3 leaves, something like that. I have 2 there. So we're just gonna prune them all down, something like that. And then I'll show you the rooting hormone that I use. And it is important that we stick these immediately in water as well, right after I take them, to keep them from wilting. So I'm just gonna do that, stick those down in water, and I'll process the rest of these and then check back with you. So generally speaking, an ideal cutting would be semi-ripe wood. So up here, this newer growth, that's not completely woody, but it's not like this brand new growth here. So this is gonna be what I really am gonna have most success with. And so if I just take this cutting here, like that, and cut off these lower branches, cut at a 45-degree angle right at one of these nodes, right below one of those nodes, trim off these lower branches, prune off the top there, continue to cut off this stuff here. We're just gonna leave a couple, 2 or 3 leaves here in the end. And we're just gonna do that right there. So we're gonna end up with 2 to 3 nodes under the soil. Right there, you can see those nodes, 2 to 3 nodes under the soil, and then we'll have a few nodes above the soil. We'll put rooting hormone there, and I'll show you that process, and then we'll stick that down in. You can do some of the older wood and sometimes have success, but I think this newer wood is gonna give me the best results. But since I have this anyway from pruning, I'm gonna try everything that I think has a good shot. So let me go ahead and process the rest of these, and then we'll check back in with you. Okay, so I have these cuttings all trimmed down. You can see how compact it is when you trim them down into shorter pieces, anywhere between probably 4 to 6 inches or so, maybe some a little taller. And instead of going ahead and putting those into the soil medium now and using this rooting hormone, which is my traditional method, and this rooting hormone has had good success for me versus other methods, but Japanese maples aren't always the easiest to root from cuttings. And some varieties have done very well, some have not. And so with this Sango kaku variety, I'm gonna try a new method. And this is something that one of you in the comments mentioned, that you like to use K-L-N rooting concentrate and root your cuttings in that. Soak those in that before you stick them in the soil medium, and you've had good success. So I went ahead and purchased this on Amazon, and I will link to it below with an Amazon affiliate link. And if you purchase it from that link, Amazon will give me a commission at no extra cost to you, and that helps support this channel. But nonetheless, you mix this according to the directions on the package. It's a concentrate, so you have to dilute it way down. It does have some pretty good warning labels on here, so you want to make sure that you protect your hands, your eyes, etc. When handling this product, and use it outdoors when you're mixing it, etc. But here I have a concentrate that I mixed here, and make sure you label it so you don't mix it up with something else. But I mixed some of this concentrate in with water, and I have now put some of that mix here in this jar. And according to the directions, I can soak these in here 7 to 10 days, and by then these should have calloused over. And then if I stick those down in the soil medium, I should get roots much quicker. And so follow along with me with this new process, and hopefully when I check back in with you in the future, we have great results and we have roots for these. This may be the method I use going forward for my Japanese maple cuttings. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in an area that's going to keep it out of heat. I am going to keep this misted several times a day. I may even put this in a plastic tote bin to kind of protect it and keep it in a pretty humid environment during that process. And hopefully we see a good callousing over when we check in 7 to 10 days. Okay, what I ended up doing is just putting a plastic bag over this, as you can see there. And I keep this misted for 7 to 10 days. And then hopefully when those have calloused over in 7 to 10 days, I'll go ahead and stick those in my traditional 50% perlite, 50% peat moss mix. And I am going to keep this outdoors so it stays warm, but once again in a shaded spot out of direct light. Okay, here are the Sango kaku Japanese maple coral bark cuttings that I took and stuck in the K-L-N concentrate that I diluted down here. And I did this on the 14th. It's now the 23rd, so it's been over a week. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick those down in this propagation box, the same box I have my orangeola cuttings in, and we'll definitely give you an update on how this does. Once again, when you use this product, you want to use some kind of protective gloves to protect your fingers from it. It has some pretty good warning labels on the package. So I'm just sticking those down as far as possible, and I do have a tag here that shows when I took those cuttings. Okay, so now that those have all been placed in here, I'm going to go ahead and use this Husqvarna sprayer to go ahead and mist these in, and then I will mist this several times a day as I do my other cuttings, and we'll check back in. Okay, here are the Acer Palmatum Sango kaku Japanese maple cuttings that I took on June 14th, according to my tag here, and this is October 18th. Let me go ahead and see if any of these rooted. Okay, we do have a little bit of roots on that one there. These two probably don't have any roots because they lost their leaves, but we'll double check. Yeah, no roots on those two, so those are fails. This one does have roots. Got some roots on that one. No roots for that one. This smaller one here does have a little bit of root formation. Okay, that's a pretty good little section of roots, so I'm happy with that one. Okay, this one also has roots. And that one has roots. So the Sango kaku Acer Palmatum Japanese maple trees, apparently they root pretty well because I had a decent amount of success with these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pot these Sango kaku cuttings up, and I will keep them protected for a little longer since we're just at the beginning of a root system here for this particular tree. And hopefully by next year we have a great, healthy tree. And usually after about 1 year of growth, these cuttings turn out to be pretty good, solid trees. And after 2 years, they're really established. And if they make it through that first winter, then generally you have a good, healthy tree after that. Okay, there we go. Got those all potted up. Looks like we have 7 here. And I'll keep these in a protected environment until the root systems develop a bit more.